and it's being rumored that the Avalon map that has been scrapped from Warzone potentially would be used for this experience, which would be awesome, I think, because there's a lot of remasters in that. It kind of reminds me of Blackout, where there's like multiplayer remasters woven into that. You have, I believe, there's Firing Range, Hazard, WMD, all these great classic locations that would be so awesome to play on in a zombies experience like MWZ, because I'm sure it would sort of follow some sort of similar structure and then build upon, because it's like Treyarch's actual game. So yeah, that's the initial basis of the rumor, and I think it sounds pretty good so far. I'm a fan of open world zombies. I liked Outbreak, I liked MWZ when it was still getting a decent amount of updates, and then sort of fell off for me. But if they keep it frequent, I think it's going to be a good time for everyone involved.
And Donuts, how you feeling about that Outbreak 3.0? or what it could be?
I'm very interested to see. I think Modern Warfare Zombies was more successful than they thought it would be. I think they thought, oh, we'll just throw DMZ Zombies in here. Anticipated that, who knows? But I'm curious to see what kind of lessons they learned from both of those modes that they incorporate into a third iteration of Outbreak, because every time Treyarch gets back control of zombies or something, I feel like they were always innovating and trying to build and become better than what they were. And in terms of the map, I feel like I'm not a huge Warzone guy or Battle Royale guy in general, but I feel like I missed the maps. Like I missed Las Almas from Modern Warfare 2 that never got released.
Yep.
The first Cold War big Blackout 2 map, something never got released. Now
man.
Avalon's not getting released. It's like, where's this content? Like, they're clearly working on it. We want to play it. Like, it'd be really cool to play. And like you said, escaping, whatever theater mode in multiplayer and exploring the map. Like, those are always so interesting to me. And like you said, all those really cool locations, especially if they add zombies to it. Like, I feel like that'd be so cool. And I think that's what an open world zombies would make it feel like zombies. Because that was always the thing with Modern Warfare Zombies Outbreak. It was just, it's multiplayer maps. But if they added those zombie locations, similar to Blackout, I feel like that would just make everything a little bit more streamlined and a little bit more fun for us. So yeah, that'd be cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if Avalon potentially gets scrapped for Warzone, that'll mark the second time that Verdansk has sort of screwed over a Black Ops map. You had it with Ural Mountains in Cold War. Verdansk came back for Verdansk 84. That sort of got axed. And then you're seeing the same thing with Avalon with the return of Verdansk potentially in Season 3. So, yeah, it's funny how that happens to Black Ops years of all years. Why couldn't that happen at MW3 or whatever? So, I don't know. I'll forever want to see those maps come to life one day.
Especially because they're like... Treyarch's style is so different than Infinity Ward's. Like, it's such a different feel of the game. It's a little bit more cartoony, a little bit more lighthearted. And I think the Warzone side of the community hasn't really experienced that yet. So I think that would be fun to kind of jump into and have them play in this wacky sandbox.
Right. Thank you so much, also, for that super chat, by the way. But with Avalon, I'm just at a point where I would like to at least see it used for something. I know there's been, multiplayer maps. Yeah, something. I mean, there's multiplayer maps pulled from it. I mean, apparently the tomb takes place in Avalon. I mean, we could see that, right? The excavation site, at least, the top part. Citadel's allegedly there. So we've seen areas used from that locale. But, I mean, if they put together this big open world space, the puzzle pieces are together. Let's use it for something, right? And it looks like that at least could be the case here. And the good news is, right, if people are concerned about Treyarch doing back-to-back Call of Duty titles, everyone's going to say, "Oh, well, how could they have had time to slap together another Black Ops this fast?" Right? If BO6 got a couple of years of development, well, the good news is, right, if Avalon was put together a while back, then that means Outbreak development may have been expedited. If, let's say, they changed at the last second to using that map instead of some other big space they were going to do, so. That's a good sign, at least, if that's the launch experience. There was rumors about an 8-player big round-based map with the transportation system. That got rumored many months ago. Maybe that's the map. Maybe it's Avalon that they're going to do that with. And then Warzone's just going to take the L and say, hey, we're going to leave you with Verdansk for a full year and a half until MW4's next big map or something, which we'll circle back to that later, too. But that also is a whole conversation right there. It's like, okay, Verdansk comes out in April, and that's the last Warzone map for how long, right? Because originally the rumor was Avalon would come out like in season 1 of BO7. That might not happen now. Is it a new map? Is it like that? It's crazy to think about. Again, all rumors set, but it really sets up some really fun discussion as far as like the future of big map, big map gameplay. But hey, maybe we'll see Fire Team. Maybe we'll see Fire Team with Avalon.
I would love to see Fire Team return. Dirty Bomb, that was awesome. Dirty Bomb duos. That was amazing. But I genuinely think once they add Verdansk back, they're like, yeah, we can't remove this. You know, how can they remove this? And I think the only way they can technically remove it is figure out how to have 2 battle royale maps going at once, because they've yet to figure that out. Obviously, you have they just swap them out. You know, they swapped Al Mazrah with Urzikstan, and et cetera, et cetera. So, and then the same thing is going to happen now with supposedly Urzikstan for Dansk, which is sounding to be like a massive overhaul for the mode in general, more akin to like a complete integration, which is unreal. But yeah, I don't think they want to remove that map, so it's going to be curious to see the hand they play after season 3 comes out for Warzone anyway. But
yeah. I feel like as a non-Warzone, super hardcore Warzone player, I feel like a map rotation would feel refreshing, like having the same map to play over and over and over again. Even if you had it every, I don't know, half an hour, whatever, changing to Avalon, changing to Urzikstan, whatever the Vanguard one was, I feel like that would kind of release some of the pressure of people's negative thoughts on whatever these maps are, because you're not playing it 100% of the time.
Exactly. You also mentioned Las Almas earlier, and that has me thinking, right? Isn't it interesting to see how clearly, like, the writing for the MW reboot was leaning towards really focusing on Las Almas. That was meant to be a BR map. And then the writing of BO6, especially with the post-launch, is really leaning into Avalon, yet we're not seeing the spaces at all. And then it just screams, rewrites and overhauls and last-minute changes. It's been crazy to see that twice now. And I feel bad too, because I mean, zombies utilize Avalon, sure, but as far as the other modes go, it's like it just shows you this big disconnect with where the narrative was supposed to go with what we're actually playing, and this clear pivot to just focus on Verdansk now, which also doesn't make sense narratively, but I guess time will tell.